March is the start of a new year as far as the Muni's budget is concerned. And this year, the budget is bigger than ever before, pushing some of the tax burden onto business owners.
You guys are going to have to eat some of this, you know that.
Sitting in one of Anchorage's most successful small businesses, our conversation with the mayoral candidates continues.
I know you mentioned the budget a lot during your campaign. That's a big issue for you. Tell me about that.
Well, I'm concerned that we passed the two largest budgets in the history of the city in the last 2 years, especially when we knew that we were going to get fewer dollars from the state. That, to me, that is not responsible.
Let me say this about the budget. If you pull out the 100 police officers that we've added, we have fewer people working for the municipality today than we did in prior years. So aside from public safety, we have a smaller workforce.
But we still have a bigger budget.
When you add in public safety.
Mayor Berkowitz also increased the salaries of dozens of city executives last year.
You want to be able to retain great people to work for you.
I probably would have looked for an offset in the budget to accommodate that. It's tough to keep good people around if you can't pay them decently. You've got to exercise budget control. You have to be willing to say that you aren't going to fund certain things.
And what kind of things would you not fund?
I do have some concerns when we're spending government money on recreational things.
We've seen a lot of small businesses kind of closing and spots opening up, especially downtown. We hear from some of those small business owners, especially restaurant owners, that it's just tough right now.
No, I've got a little bit of an interest in a couple of restaurants in town. That I do with some friends of mine. I mean, we definitely feel the pinch, and I mean, these are tough times, but Anchorage is a cyclical place, and this is one of the cycles that we're going through.
We're coming out of a recession, and this is not the time to be putting any new taxes on people.
We increased the motor fuels tax for the first time since maybe before I was born, so it's quite a while since that happened. It's a dime a gallon. It should raise about $14 million. A lot of that's going to come from people who commute into town.
I'm not supportive of that, but it's passed.
Mayor Berkowitz and the Assembly reduced property taxes, but that shifted some of the weight onto commercial property owners by nearly 4%.
And when you add in all the federal deductions that commercial property tax owners have, particularly with the new federal tax law, it's going to be minuscule at best.
He's really grown the size of government and has gone to the taxpayers to fund that. I'm not opposed to taxes at all, but I think before you can go to people and ask them for taxes, you have to show them that you're being responsible with the budget.
How do you measure when you've cut enough, when you have a responsible budget? What does that mean?
You have to be so transparent.
Our unemployment is growing, and whereas everywhere else in the nation it's decreasing.
Right.
So we're seeing this trend of people leaving. How do we reverse that trend?
For the role of government, it's promoting a favorable business climate so that there are jobs here.
Life would be so much easier if the state got its act together. I mean, the failure of the legislature to resolve the fiscal problem is a massive drag on the ability of the economy to take off.
Pieces of the economy may be cooling off, but our conversation with the candidates is just heating up. Liz Raines, KTVA 11 News.